All right, everyone. So next up, we have the AIT Bachelor of IT program, where you can specialize in either mobile app development or games programming. So I would like to introduce you to some awesome people. First of all, we have our IT teacher, Chris. Do you want to come on and wave? Thanks, Chris. And also, we will be joined by one of our graduates, Nick. I think he might be waving there. Hey, Nick. We'll be chatting to Nick a little bit later on. And on the chat, we have student enrollment advisors, Henry and Thais, if you want to just come on and wave on your screen. Brilliant. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to hand over to Chris. He is going to do a live demonstration for us. Over to you, Nick, Chris.
Okay, thanks, Julia. Let me set up. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yeah, go for it, Chris. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Chris. I'm the course coordinator of Bachelor of IT for both mobile app development and the game programming. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is just one small thing, okay, based on like a mobile app development. Actually, is have a little bit more complicated. Okay, it's have like the many engine that have to involve in the one application. But today I'm gonna make like some simple thing. Okay, the one that you can see on the screen at this moment is gonna be our final app. It's like a simple game that you can develop it quickly and you can have fun with your friend. Okay, on your mobile phone. Okay, so today the application that I'm gonna make is specific for the iPhone. Okay, if you have the iPhone, you have the Apple environment. Okay, you can develop this application quickly, and it's also able to put into the mobile phone and have fun. Okay, let me start. At first, I'm gonna create a new project for the applications. Okay, I make some simple app. I just name this one Open Day. Okay, it's gonna be the game that I make it today. It's my license. Okay, for the language, actually, if you ever heard about like their Apple products, so it have like two programming language that you can use to develop the application. The first one is called as Objective-C, another one is called as the Swift. Okay, for the course of the mobile app, okay, you will have the chance to learn for both language. Okay, it's not just only for the iOS that you will learn. Okay, you can also learn how to develop the application for the Android. Okay, with the Android Studio as well. Okay, we also have the cloud platform, the one that is also support for both iOS, Android, and the Windows Phone. Okay, for today, the quickest one that I gonna demonstrate today will be the Swift language. Okay, this one is their simple language that you can learn and adapt it quickly if you already know their knowledge for the Objective-C, which is their language that was developed by Apple. Okay, now I create the Open Day project. Cool. Start from the scratch, from the beginning. Let's say the IDE, the Xcode IDE from Apple is quite good. It provides you with the real-time visual representations. Okay, you can see all their development designs at the same time. I start with the scratch. You see like the white screen on the mobile device at this moment. I also able to change to like their other device to test on my coding, my designs. Okay, is it work on their mobile phone device or is supporting their tablet device or not? Okay, you can see that the list down below. Okay, this is all the available mobile device from Apple. Okay, let's say I start with the iPhone 11. Okay, because I use this one. Okay, once we have all these ones, for developing something, you have two parts. Okay, the first one is called as the designing part. What is the designing? Is a real appearance, okay, of the applications or the UI. Okay, let me start with the organize their some asset, okay, for these applications. Based on the final applications that you see on the right hand side, this one is going to be like our target application. Okay, it's going to have like the some symbol or going to be like the logo. Okay, on the top, on the background, it's have like the green like texture. Okay, like the green fabric. You have like the two dice. Okay, it's like their dicing game. In the middle of the screen, you have one button, okay, which is the rolling dice. Okay, every time that I click on the rolling, okay, it's gonna random the dice. Okay, the dice face for each one. Okay, so based on this one, I have the proper designs on my hand. I know that, oh, what do I need? I need like the background, texture background. Okay, I need the icon to set up on the top. I also need the dice face for the dice rolling. Okay, at first, I'm gonna create the asset. Okay, for my applications, I call the first one is BG, stand for background. Okay, I also have the, let's say, dice 1. Okay, dice 2. Oops, not this one. Dice 3, 4, 5. Oops. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why I need this 6 dice? On the screen, it's just only 2 dice because this one is gonna contain the image of the dice face. Okay, so it's gonna have dice 1 to dice 6. I also have another one which is the logo. Okay, the one that I put on the top. So I make it call as the logo. Okay, let me grab all the asset. Okay, so this is like they're all the asset that I prepared beforehand. Okay, in the class you will learn like the how you're gonna prepare and organize the asset properly because of to make the application work on the multiple device. Okay, that one you have to understand one thing called like the mobile device rendering. Okay, but in this case, I'm gonna make the application like that quickly. I already prepared the background, so I just drag and drop into the IDE. So this one is gonna give me their proper resources. Okay. Oops. Oh. And I have dice 1. Okay, where's my dice 1? I have dice 1 here. I have dice 2. Where's my dice 2? Yep. And 3. Okay, now I got all 6 dice set up. I also need the last one, which is the logo. Okay, the gold brown on the top. So I already load this one into my application asset. Okay, so to manage the assets like this way is going to make your life easier when you do the programming because of their every time that you reference, it's going to reference to their image asset rather than you have to doing like the some coding, loading the file or the image and render it on the screen. Okay, now I go back to their storyboard, okay, which is the main design of their mobile app. You can see white screen. What I need, okay, I need to put in their image asset, okay, in through the screen, okay. But when we adding their image asset to the screen, one thing that you have to think about is about the layer, okay, because same as the design, okay, there all the image and all the item that you drag in and put it on their mobile app designs, it's gonna be, it's look like a paper, okay. If you put the paper on top of each other, so that one is the stack of the layer, okay. If you put it wrong, sometimes you may end up like, oh, why I can't see that one, why I can't interact or click on another thing because of the layer itself. Okay, now based on this one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna adding the first one, which is the background, right? Background should come first. Now I drag the image in, okay. I load the image with the background, okay. And I scale to, oops, okay, scale to fit. Okay, now I stretch all their like the green fabric texture, okay, across over the screen. I got the background of my application already, okay. Now, so what is the next one? I need the logo, okay, to be sit on the top of their screen. I'm gonna do a similar thing, okay, by dragging the image wheel, put it here. Okay, so for the logo, okay, how can I make it? Oops, good one. Let me check 200, 140. So I loading the logo. Okay, I set the size with 200, 140. Okay, this is the actual size of their logo. Just put it on the top. Okay, now what next do I need? I need the dice, right? I have to loading the dice into the application. Just adding the image wheel. I set this one to 100 and 100. Okay, let's see, it's slightly too small, so I just put a little bit bigger. Okay, 120, the good size. Put it around here. Okay, and I just load the image, okay, from the assets that I already set up before. So I load the dice one here. Okay, if I want another object, okay, the similar object to be creating on the screen, okay, rather than I recreate another image view, set up all their dice face to that object. So oops, I doing some small tip, okay, by holding their option button, and now I can clone the object, similar object on the screens quickly. Now I got like the two dice sit on the screen already. It's gonna be the last object, okay, that I need for the application, which is a button, okay, and this button is called as a role, okay. It sit down here. How can I add the button to the screen? I just drag the button in, okay, make the size bigger. Lovely, love this one. I just put it, okay. Every time that I'm moving the object, you can see it's gonna have like a blue dash line popping up. So that one is their guideline from the Xcode. Okay, it's gonna make your life easy for this one. Okay, if I make the font bigger, I change this one into row. Okay, and the word is gonna be button. I want the button to have the color background. Okay, so I go into the background. Oh, where's my background? Button background. Oh, Okay, it's here. Okay, so I can use the tool to select the color, but I already create the color palette before, so I can select the color from the list. So now I got the row button. Okay, so based on the target applications, now I got the design done. Okay, once I got the design done, the next step that you have to do for the mobile app, you get the design, the UI already implemented. Now it's going to be the coding part. Okay, let's go for the coding. Okay, and have fun with the coding. Now let's start with the reference. Because of the first one, let's think about like the interactions of this application. Okay, you have the first one, you have the dice, the one that you need it to be rolling. You also have the button, the one that you need to click. Okay, so what I'm gonna do if I want to control these button, these dice. Okay, if I need one reference to the dice. Okay, so I just add the reference. Okay, and I call this one dice image view 1. Okay, and connect. Okay, based on the Xcode, okay, when you making the connections, it's gonna call as an IP outlet. Okay, this is called the reference. Now it's linked together. If you put the mouse over the dot in front of the programming line, you can see like the it's highlight the object that you link it to. Okay, now I have the dice image 1 that I link it to. I also need the dice image 2. Okay, this one. Okay, now I got like the 2 dice linked together. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try doing something. Okay, if I want to change the dice face for this one, okay, what can I do? I'm doing like the set dice image view 1, okay, dot image is equal to, I put the image literal. Okay, it's gonna have like some small icon here. Okay, I can double click on it and I can choose from the image asset straight away. Okay, so now I'm gonna change it into the 6. Okay, and how about the dice image view 2 dot image? Okay, I set it to the image literal. Okay, and I can select it from the library. So now I set in the functions when the application load, I set the dice image view 1, okay, which is the left one equal like this 6, and the dice image 2 equal to number 2. Okay, now let's try. Okay, I'm gonna try running on the simulator. Okay, on the right hand side, this one is gonna be the iPhone 11 simulator. Okay, it have the actual size and everything is exactly similar to their iPhone 11. Okay, so now you can see the output. Okay, when I load, when the application load, I set the left hand side dice equal to 6 and the right side equal to 2. Okay, that is by default. Now, what I'm gonna doing next? What we need next, we need the button to be clicked, right? So I need the row to be clickable. So I'm gonna add in the click function to the button. Okay. And I call this one row button place. Okay, or row button click. Okay, I got all this one. And when I click what I want to do, okay, if I'm gonna let me create this one. I'm gonna change the dice image. Okay, so if I do the click, so I change image view 1, which is a dice 1. Okay, image equal to something. Let me try the static one. If I click, okay, I change this one into number 5 instead for the left hand side, and dice image view 2. Okay, the image equal image little by loading. I change from number 1 into number 3. Okay, now let's try. Okay, by default, I start with 6 and 2. When I click the rolling, I got 5 and 3. Okay, it means like their roll button press function is work. Okay, now the final step. Okay, for the final step, I'm gonna creating the set and make it random. Okay, so I creating the last thing is called as dice array, is the list of their image. Okay, let undo the image little. Okay, I put this one comma with the image. Okay. Okay, I make it quickly. Oops. Oh, I have the issue with this one. Okay, no problem. It's not going for the literal one. Let me fix this one quickly. Two, okay. 3, 4, 5, and the last one is 6. Okay, so nice work. Now I create the array, which is their what's called like their the list of the image. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and now I'm gonna doing the last step. I'm gonna make their every time that I click on the rolling button. Okay, I'm gonna random the image from this array. Okay, so now I do the dice array. Okay, dot random element. Okay, for both of them. Okay, and now let's try running on this one. Cool. Now I have the initials of the dice start with like their 6 and 2, and then when I do the rolling, it's working. Okay, and it's random all the object. Okay, this is all their simple applications. Okay, I'll start from the access management. Okay, then you design the app, which is the second step, and now you link the coding. Okay, implement the code at the final step, and now the application is ready to go. Okay.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Awesome stuff. It's good to see all the workings behind how this all comes to life. So thank you for demonstrating that for us. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do for everyone listening to the information technology session is jump into our info session right away. So just bear with me a second where I share my screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can all see that one. So study information technology. This is going to be an IT degree where you get to specialize in either mobile app development or games programming. So at the beginning of this info session, I'm just going to talk you through some of the mobile app information, and Chris will be coming back and describing more of the subjects for us. And then we'll move on to games programming and have a Q&A and invite Nick, our graduate, on at the end for that Q&A as well. All right, so yeah, with mobile app development, Kao is one of our graduates. He graduated in 2018. and in the same year secured a full-time role at Merck as an application developer after his internship there. He was then offered his dream gig at Rapid Response Revival, which is Australia's biggest medical startup. And this is where he actually helped build a life-saving app that you can see here called First Aid Fast. He was promoted to Applications Development Manager and now manages a team responsible for all websites and apps for that business. Okay. So we teach for job placement and we have a 77% employment rate, which is fantastic. These are just some of the companies that our graduates work at. So you can see there places like Merck, Lion's Heart, TPG, Blowfish Studios, Red Cartel, just to name a few of them. Now, here on screen, this is a quick breakdown for you of both the IT courses, Games Programming and Mobile App, which is the Bachelor of IT. And later on, as I mentioned, Chris, our IT teacher, will break down some, each stream in a bit more detail for you with particular subjects. But first of all, let me explain. So the Diploma of IT is the first year, if you like, of the degree. So that's where you cover 8 subjects. The associate degree is usually 2 years and you cover 16 subjects. And then the bachelor degree is doing all 24 subjects, usually over 3 years. You can actually do your degree faster by completing all 24 subjects over 2 years, and that's called the accelerated program. Each subject is a 3-hour class per week, plus about an hour of study on your own, at your own pace. And you can take up to 4 subjects per term, which will be 4 classes per week if you do that. And now our course prices here you can see on screen for domestic and international students. And we're fully approved by Fee Help, which is one of the government's help student loan programs. All right, so let me tell you more about this mobile app development course. We offer the most intensive and focused higher education bachelor, specializing in mobile app development compared to other more business focused IT qualifications out there. But I have to say, it's so much more than just mobile app development. We put the accent on mobile, but we also teach you web development too. Now, the demand for mobile app developers, this is interesting, it continues to grow as mobile device usage across the globe surges. So currently, 91% of Australians have a smartphone. We rely on our mobile devices, don't we, for just about everything. So, from shopping, getting a taxi, playing games, to things like banking and, scheduling appointments and, even meditating. So currently, Australians use more apps than people in the UK, the US, China, and India. Mobile skills are now the most in demand for businesses looking to hire in the IT industry. And yeah, the surge of mobile skills demand has now actually surpassed web development. So in as little as 2 years, you'll become a fully qualified mobile app developer that can conceptualize, design, and build user-centric apps featuring all the latest tech, such as geolocation, near field communication or NFC, and AR, augmented reality, and you'll be able to publish them for iOS and for Android. Okay, so become a language agnostic programmer. What does that mean? So JavaScript and Python, they're the most used languages by the world's programmers. You'll learn the world's top 5 app programming languages, which means you graduate as a language agnostic programmer, which will make you more adaptable and more employable when you enter industry to work. So you'll also learn integrated development environments, IDEs, things like Microsoft Visual Studio, VS Code, Android Studio, Xcode. So this is where you write your code. Platforms you use will be Windows and Mac. The project development tools that you'll learn are Jira, Trello, Basecamp, and Asana. And then the additional programming languages, things like JavaScript, Node.js, React Native, PHP, and Python. Okay, so this is pretty cool, this slide. We offer 3 exclusive industry preparation programs for your final year as a Bachelor of IT. the Advanced Studio there. This is a rigorous 2-subject program where you collaborate as part of a production team to conceptualize and produce your very own products. So you'll be doing, you'll be using programming languages of your choice and produce your very own app or project incorporating things such as robotics, AI or IoT. You'll then pitch your work to an industry panel for feedback, critique and recognition of your work as a team. So our past industry panelists include Michael Dryce, CEO of Merck, and senior representatives from DigiGround, PopTax, and the Australian Computer Society. Number 2 there, external projects. So this is where you get to be a bit of a freelancer. You get to develop real-world skills and gain practical hands-on experience by completing a short-term project for a real client. So you'll create a scope of work based on a client brief, prepare a contract and agreement, and complete the project within the agreed timeline. You'll also get insight into a typical client software development cycle as a freelance software developer. And then the internship, really important. So you can do this, it's not compulsory, but you can elect to study an internship. So this is where you complete a 120-hour internship as an elective subject in your last year, which gives you valuable on-the-job experience and a network of meaningful contacts. So with this one, it's not much for me to add to this slide. It really does speak for itself. 85% hired direct from internships. Now, in the IT space, this can be numerous types of work, from full-time, part-time, or even project work. And as I mentioned before, freelancing. And our students consistently win awards. We love talking about this, as you can imagine. And across Australia and around the world, in recognition of the quality, creativity, and technical excellence of their work. So we proudly recognise and celebrate their outstanding achievements. Our students have won awards at InnoServe, Picta, and the esteemed I Awards every year since 2016. Okay, so I'm going to hand you back over to Chris to talk us through these subjects as part of the IT degree. Hey, Chris.
Yep, thanks, Julia. So based on their course structure, okay, on the first year, both of them specialize in mobile app, and the game programming is the same. Okay, we start from the fundamental of their IT. Okay, this one is leading to many specialized in the future. Okay, if you want to go into the computer science, okay, that like the big data, data analytics, the AI, robotics, and the networking. Okay, you start from exactly the same. Okay, which is a year 1. This one is introduce you to every single aspect of the IT fundamental. Okay, from the history, analysis, business, and their a bit of the programming and their design. Okay, on the second year, okay, you're gonna start touch base on their specialized. Okay, the specialized is specialized fundamental is like the basics core skill for the specialized. For example, in the mobile app, what will you learn? You're gonna have like the Java. You're gonna have the Android. Okay, programming enterprise system. Okay, it's like the enterprise architecture that you do on the second year. On the third year, it's going to be a little bit more advanced. Okay, I call this one as the specialized advanced skill. Okay, so after you got like an enterprise architecture, you got the Android app development. Now you walking through to the iOS, okay, and the cloud platform. Okay, and on the last year, you also have the graduate project. Okay, that you have to develop the final graduate products in the areas of your interest. Okay, if you want to combine like the robot and the mobile, you can do it. If you want to combine like the mobile app and the web platform, you're also able to do during that year. Okay, for that subject. It also have like another highlight subject, which is an external project that we're gonna try to teach you how you're gonna work as a freelancer. As you know that for the IT market, it's not just only to work in the big industry or the big organizations. Many of the startup and the freelancer have a lot in the market as well. So this subject is gonna teach you like how you're gonna cooperate with the legal and make you survive in the freelancer world.
Thank
Okay.
you, Chris. Awesome. Alrighty, so let's move now on to the games programming course. So what will you learn? Unreal Engine 5. So every employer will ask for this at the moment. We teach you how to build your own game engine, and this is pretty major. We don't just teach software, we teach you how to build the software from scratch, which holds, great appeal to employers, and it will further your skill level as a software engineer. And because you can program in Unreal and a custom engine, you'll be more employable, more adaptable, and attract a higher earning potential when you graduate. So, for example, Sledgehammer Games, who developed Call of Duty, have a custom engine. They look to hire people who can build engines from scratch, and and are willing to pay more for those people. And we teach this. Now, we put the accent on PC and mobile games. You will learn how to program for FPS, adventure, platformer games, just to name a few of them. Once you have the skill for these, you can apply it to anything you can imagine for any platform that you prefer. All right, so this is actually one of our games programming student games. Just to give you a bit of an idea, I'm just going to play a few seconds of it for you. What to do. Yeah, so this is some quality tower defense game that you're looking at right there. All right, let's see if I can move on. Here we go. All right, back over to you, Chris, if you wouldn't mind just explaining a bit more about the games programming subjects.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so as I said before, for the year one, both of the degree doing exactly the same. So now I'm gonna start with the second year for the game programming. Okay, for the game programming, actually, it's slightly different from the game design. So we gonna focusing on the programming skill to making a game. Okay, this skill is not like relying on the pre-development game engine like the Unity or Unreal. Okay, so after you finish this course, you have the knowledge that if in the future you want to have your game studio and develop your own game engine, you should be able to do it. Okay, we start on the second year, which is the basics foundation for the specialized. We start with a basic game engine. Okay, you doing like the basics 2D game engine control. And it's also moving to the advanced game engine programming. Okay, this one you will learn how to develop the 3D world. Okay, using the programming code rather than using the predefined engine. You able to control the rendering of the object. You can able to control the lighting and the camera by using the programming code instead. Okay, you also have like the interface experience design. This one is a shared subject. Okay, it's also the good because a game, I would say like their successful game most of the time is because of the UI. Okay, because of the design of the game itself. Okay, so the interface experience design, that one is going to give you an idea how you're going to design the thing and the object properly, because it's also have the rule behind the design. Okay, on the third year, the student will learn the advanced skill for the game development world. Okay, which is the first one, augmented reality. Okay, this one is like you're gonna make the AR game. Okay, instead of like the 2D and 3D, like the AR is now become more popular. Okay, for the mobile device, like we have like many gadgets is coming in the market. It's have the Google Glass, it's have their Epson Glass. You have HoloLens from the Microsoft. All that one is their augmented reality or the AR technique. Okay, you also have to do the Advanced Studio 1 and Advanced Studio 2, which is a graduate project. As you see in the previous video clip, so that one is their student graduate project. Okay, it's a team of 2. It have 2 students working hard on the research and study, design, development, and it have their final products, as you can see in their video clip before.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. All right, so I'm going to play this quick video of game day for you, see what it's all about. So yeah, we connect you to industry through events like our annual Games Day Student Showcase and Awards event that you've just seen that video for. In 2019, this was attended by SMG Games, S1T2, and other game development companies. And students often land job interviews, internships, or paid employment on the spot. So that's exactly why we put those events on for you. Now, we also have our industry connection extending to things like Games Mastermind and other AIT events. We usually hold this twice a year. This event is designed as a panel discussion plus a networking event with some of the biggest names in the gaming business across Australia. Now, going back to the advanced studio subject that, excuse me, that Chris talked about and I mentioned just before. Here are some of the panelists that judge the final projects for our students. And our Initiate Scholarship, which is for domestic students, is really just, I can't express enough how much you should apply for a scholarship. If you're a domestic student and you apply for the Initiate Scholarship and you're awarded it, you get 50% off your first term and 50% off your last term fee. So it's a huge thing. It's a substantial amount. So yeah, I can't emphasize enough to definitely have a look at that one. And if you're an international student, we also have a scholarship award as well, and the team will be dropping links to both of these scholarship details into the chat window now so that you can find out more information about it. And you can also see and read about the scholarship details on our website. All right, so if you're ready to jump in and apply now for our intakes coming up in September or for February, May or September next year, this is how you do it. Just jump on to the AIT website, ait.edu.au/apply now. That's the domestic student application form that you can do all online, nice and easy. If you're an international student, just email the international team at that email address that you can see there on screen. All right, so now it's time to say hi and introduce you all to our graduate, Nick. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to see everyone here.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Nick.
All good.
On a Saturday, brilliant stuff. So I've got a few questions that I'm going to go through with you, Nick, if that's all right. And the first one is really just to intro yourself. Do you want to tell everyone who you are? What did you study at AIT? When did you graduate and things like that?
Yep, so I graduated last year and I did the mobile application development course. More specifically, I did the accelerated version of the course, and that meant I was able to get it done with really fast, which is really cool. And it's worth noting, like when I finished high school, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do games development or if I wanted to do mobile application development. So for my first 2 semesters, because they're the same for both subjects, I didn't say which one I was going to do. So I started off just doing the diploma, and then I decided after the diploma what I wanted to do next, and then I decided to go on with the mobile application development. And now I'm working at a company called Lexa. It's a sort of medium-sized company, and we make sort of enterprise, we're a CDP company, so customer data platform company, and we provide customer insights and a way to interact with customers. But yeah, like I was able to graduate from AIT, and that was around the same time as COVID happened when I graduated.
Wow.
But it happens. You can't sort of predict that stuff. And yeah, so things are going well so far.
Absolutely, going extremely well. And sorry, what campus did you study at, Nick?
Yep, so I studied at the Melbourne campus.
Brilliant, awesome. And you mentioned there that you're now working for Lexa and doing different types of projects, I hear?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's probably worth noting as well, like when you finish at AIT, you're a language agnostic developer. So like during my course, I learned all about, say, JavaScript, Swift, Objective-C, all the languages that we've sort of said before. But now that I've graduated, I'm working with TypeScript, which is, well, it's pretty much the same as JavaScript, but it's type safe, but you'll probably learn about that later. And I'm also using Ruby, which I never used during my course, but it's a major part of what I use today. So like what you're doing now, it might not be like, the languages that you're studying now, you could be using something completely new in the future and you'd be ready for that.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I think that's really worth kind of emphasizing, is that, there's extra additional programming languages that you then learn as you develop and work in different jobs. It's kind of like, if you've learned some of the programming languages before, those new ones that get added to your your skill set it's easier, isn't it, because you've started off with a strong foundation in a certain language beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. And also one of the some of the courses earlier, especially earlier in the course, like involve I think say the foundation programming unit. It doesn't use a specific programming language. It uses more of like different ideas to convey the ideas you use in programming, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So next question for you, Nick. What kinds of different roles do you think you could have tackled when you graduated?
All kinds, honestly. So because I did the so we get to do a couple of electives during our course, and actually during my course I did the internship, and I ended up getting offered a position after that internship, which was great. And I also did the games development course. So even though I'm doing the IT degree, the mobile app degree, I did that games programming elective, and I'd probably be I would feel comfortable going into a sort of game development job after that. So even if you decide to go through with the mobile app course, you can go to game development, you can go to any sort of IT, you can go web development, front end, back end, full stack. You get all sort of different choices, especially obviously the mobile application developer. But yeah, there's so many different pathways you can go through.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's pretty diverse, isn't it? It gives you so many options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. All right. So looking back on your study again, what do you think is the most important or valuable thing when looking at where you study?
Yeah, so I would say obviously, are you able to get a job? Will you be able to get a job afterwards? Because why even do a course if you don't think you'll be able to get a job afterwards? So yeah, in terms of that, I'd look towards the internship. I think that's really great to look into, and try to keep your sort of marks up to get into that, and look at that internship, how many of those students actually got into jobs afterwards, which is important to note afterwards, because if you can't get an internship, it can be hard to sort of get your foot in the door at some places. But yeah, I'd be looking at that. I'd be looking at something noting with AIT is that the class sizes are small. So if you were to go to another course, then maybe when you go to class, you'll be sitting in a big lecture hall, and then after your lecture's done, then that person leaves, a new person comes in and then helps you do other stuff. But yeah, the small class sizes are huge, I think. It's so easy to just put your hand up, it's like, oh, how do I do this or something? And then they'll explain. Yeah, not just
That's fantastic. That's great. Such good insights. Thanks so much for sharing all of that with everyone, Nick. It's brilliant stuff. So I think what we'll do is see if there's any questions for Nick and for Chris and for us. Hey, Henry, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi.
Hi. So we just got a couple of questions and I'm mindful of time. So there was one from Mitchell to Chris. What programming languages are you using for the demo you showed us earlier?
In the demo, I use Swift.
Swift. So
Yep.
the guys were correct in the chat. Can I just check with you, Chris? Can you use the Swift on Windows and iOS platform?
Yeah, that is a good questions. First of all, Swift actually can be done by, on the both platform. Okay, but for the Windows, it's not like 100% compatible. Okay, but if you have the winner platform, it still be able to work on it. Okay, it's have like there are many emulator platform that is gonna supporting the iOS development on the window. Okay, but anyway, if you have like the really powerful PC window at home, so to run the emulator is gonna see any different. But if you have like a small laptop, so that one is super laggy, but it still be able to do it. However, if we have the like the Apple product, so that one is 100% compatible. Okay, so it's have like many choice at this day. I can see like in the chat that mentioned about like the iOS is for the Apple and the Android for the PC. Actually, I use the Mac Air at this moment, and I do develop for everything. I do develop for the Android as well. I do develop for the iOS as well. Okay, on the campus, I use a PC window. Okay, I also have the emulator that I can use to develop the iOS, which is the Apple products, and the Android is also supported on the PC anyway. So nowadays, I don't think like the platform is the boundary. Okay, but if you want to have like the full experience, like oh, this is a great one. Oh, I use that one. Unfortunately, if you want to develop the iOS, it's maybe focusing on the Mac. But if like Android, it might be the cross platform developer. Okay, for
that's perfect. That actually answered a few questions that we had in the chat. Now, regarding the profile of students who would be considering IT mobile application or games programming, if you would say from your point of view as educator, what is the main difference? Obviously, we know the subjects are differentiating as well, but just as a profile of students, who do you think would be more into the games programming versus the app development?
Actually, first of all, when the student is going to decide like the which major or which specialize they want to do, okay, first of all, ask yourself first, okay, what you love, what you want to do, okay. If you love like the purely programming, it's like they're making like their applications is more logical thing, mobile app it might be suit for them. Okay, mobile app is also have their the chance to explore into like their data science. Okay, in the future if they want to do. Okay, because of is the student will understand all the architecture on the enterprise. They have the basic knowledge on like their basic data management. Okay, which is their fundamental for the data and analytic or the data science in the future. Okay, for that one. But if the students, okay, I still love programming, but I want something more fun. Okay, I want to make something fun all the time. I don't want like that. Oh, the thing that are the logic-based thing, money converter, cryptocurrency calculations, all that one. Go for game programming. Okay, because the game programming actually is a mixing of the programming, okay, and the game fundamental. Okay, you can use your imaginations, make something fun. Okay, the thing that you like, if you like to have fun like that. Okay, so at first I would recommend ask yourself first. Okay, only the different thing on this one, both of them programming is the same, right? What the different? One logical, like the structure based. Another one programming, but more fun. Okay, which part that you love? Go for it.
Awesome advice. Hey, I'm just looking at the time there and conscious of our industry panelists coming up next. Have we got many more questions there, guys?
No, that's actually pretty much it. We just
All
gonna
right.
answer a few more through the chat, and that's all.
Yeah, but that's a really good point. Thanks, Henry. We can continue answering those questions for you through the chat. And Nick, just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us. It's brilliant to have you as part of our open day today. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Chris, thank you. Brilliant stuff. Great demo. Thank you very much for explaining all of that for everyone. And of course, Henry, brilliant. Thank you, mate. Right, we'll wrap this session up, but we are going to go straight into introducing Tamara, who is our wonderful industry partner, industry liaison partnership.